What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gotta Get Back, the Samurai Jack and Review Show, guys. Welcome to episode 34. My name is Kyle, your host. Welcome to Project Potter. If you haven't seen the show before, guys, we're going through season 3 here. It's a recap, it's a favorite character, it's a favorite scene, it's a score out of 10, and it's trivia, if the trivia allows it. So, with that being said, guys, we kick it off here. Jack is on a quest yet again to find his portal in time, yet again to get back to the past. That's the entire series. That's why the show is called Gotta Get Back. My show at least. And so he's going through and he's going giving directions. Oh, time portal. Yes, you want to go to the swamp. You're going to see an old hermit. And that hermit we see is going to be this guy over here, which is very clearly a coup. And even Jack knows right away. It's like, I think they described it as like a paper thin disguise. So, but nonetheless, Jack goes there and he's goes to see a hermit. He has like a little raft that he like rides up, and there's like a tree that comes out of the lake, so that's pretty cool, out of the swamp I should say. And he's like, oh yes, come in. And he's kind of cranky, so again, clearly a coup, but he's like, yes, I've been collecting mystical artifacts. He's like, but there are 3 that evade me. He's like, if you want to time travel, he's like, you need to help me get these. He tells the story of Cronus and how he had the fist of might, the fist of ability, and the eye of Cronus, and there were like these 3 things that he could control, like time and space with and everything, but he became so fearful of everyone that he swallowed his children. And then he like eventually like Zeus comes down, defeats him to freeze his children, and he throws the 2 fists and the eye of Cronus to Earth. And Aku is like, hey, if you find these 3, we can time travel. And Aku obviously knows that this is not going to work, but he knows that he can get more powerful at this, so that's his big plan. He's like, yes, you must come with me and we will find these. So Jack and the hermit go on this journey. There's a scene where they're on the raft here, this scene right above me, or behind me actually, and like Aku's full reflection shows in the water, and he's like, he sees it and he's like nervous. So Jack doesn't see that, or he did see it, he's just playing cool. And so they go through, there's some cool moments where, again, the sound is just really, really good. And again, I'm watching this with my Roku Bluetooth speakers and surround sound. It's really, really good. They're going through like a forest and the rain is coming down, and you can really like hear the rain, and it feels like wet and dreary, and it's really great. I really like the art style. And they come over to like an old temple, and Samurai Jack, he's going up the stairs, and you can hear the click clack of his sandals on each step. It's really, really good. And he like tells the hermit to come in. He's like, oh no, he's like, I can only watch from here. And he does, this is like a theme here. Jack goes in, the helmet's just sitting there, and he's like, yo, get the helmet. And he picks up the helmet, and it turns out it's like a trap where the temple fills with water. It's really heavy, and Jack is like almost going to drown here, but then uses the helmet to kind of shoot up through like the spout that goes through there. So that's how they get the first helmet. He then like gets on a dragon, and he goes over to a cave that's filled with wind. This was a really cool scene, I think, because there's like these different platforms up there. It's literally like a video game platform. And Jack has to like tie his rope or his gi to his like feet, and then he uses it like a parachute, which is really cool, or like a windsuit really. And so he like literally goes up there, and it's really cool the way it's animated. And he eventually like jumps from platform to platform, and he gets the top of one of the fists, and he throws it up to the dragon. There's no like enemies here, so it's relatively easy. And then he just gets on the dragon, and they go, okay, 1 more to go, and they take a big snake over to like a dome. And he's like, oh yes, it's almost time. And they open the top, and like the rope kind of falls down, so Jack is unshockingly left in there with the last fist, and he is walking through. There's like a bunch of skeletons. Jack picks up the fist, and it looks like the Infinity Gauntlet basically, and it's huge. And he walks out on the sun, but it turns out that the sun is like bleeding right through, and it like causes fire everywhere. And then Jack actually uses it to like deflect back and then blow open like the roof, and somehow the fire goes out. I don't even know how that worked really, but basically Jack gets the final gauntlet. He gives it to the hermit. They go back to like his swamp, and he has like a ritual or an altar, and he summons Cronus, and it's really, really cool design because it's like the helmet and the 2 fists, and then it's like time and space basically that makes up the body, and it's really, really awesome because it's like it's just like a scrolling time and space while everything else around is the same. So it looks visually like amazing. And he's running after him. He's really big, but he's not like big like when Ra came down. as one of the gods when the minions of Set came down. So he tries fighting Jack for a minute, and then suddenly Jack like easily gets one of the Eye of Cronus around, and he's like, "Are you missing something, Aku?" And then the warrior easily collapses like into the sea, and it's just the pieces again. And Aku like transforms, and then Jack like swipes at him, and he takes some good damage. Aku like lunges at him, but Jack puts the sword right through him, and it like it's really cool like burning animation. Aku says like "bow to me," and he sends out like these sonic waves that kicks Jack back. But Jack is very much prepared this time, and he kind of goes underneath the water, comes back up, hits Aku. He shapeshifts again, but he's throwing like fireballs at him. But Jack is ready, dude. He comes out, and it's like every time that Aku is going to attack, Jack has a counterattack for this one. And I mean, this is a few times they fought, so Jack is ready. But Aku actually puts on the Eye of Cronus and the fist there, just easily cuts it, and it's really cool animation because he cuts his arm and it like bends out like a tree almost. And every time like he hits Aku, it's like red and it burns. I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, Aku Jack like cuts him right down the middle and cuts him a couple of times, and there's like almost no Aku left. So he shapeshifts into like this little frog, and he gives him he kind of like yells at him, and then Jack swipes at the log and he hops away, and Jack is like, "Keep running, you coward." He's like, "Because your destruction is only a matter of time." And he holds up the crystal, and it's like, oh, Jack's got him there. And that's how the episode ends. Okay, guys, for Magic Sword, it's easy one. It's Samurai Jack in this one. He sees right through Aku's plan. Whether he goes along with the plan the whole time or not, I don't know, but I think he's kind of waiting for the perfect opportunity for Aku to let his guard down so that he'll go after him. But yeah, he helps him out, and he gets 3 pieces. Whether he believes it's an actual portal or whether he just knows it's Aku, I don't know. Probably a little bit of both. And yeah, he pretty much almost defeats Aku in this one. And yeah, Jack is just easily the magic sword for this one, because it is the magic sword that nearly defeats him and does a lot of damage, and just he's going to go back to the drawing board again. So Samurai Jack gets my magic sword for this one. So for Portal in Time for this week, it's got to be actually the scene where Jack ties his gi, uses it like a parachute or like a windsuit. I thought that was really, really cool, in the way that he like initially goes up there and he hits his head like on the stone, and then he flies back down, and he's got to figure out how to like rise up and then kind of like shoot out. And it's just really cool the way he like navigates it. And it is like right out of a video game level, and we've seen that kind of crossover between like the animation and video games basically. But yeah, he's like going up, and he's got to go left and go right when the different platforms are coming up. So it's very much like a platforming segment, but I just thought it was really cool, and it was animated really well. So that's got to be my favorite scene for this week. So for score, guys, this was an entertaining episode, but I don't think it was anything crazy. It's going to get a 7.5 for me. It was, we knew right away, like Aku, that was Aku, and so did Jack apparently. So intentionally, it was like kind of a weak disguise, but I was kind of like, at least with Ikra, I think her name was, when Aku first shapeshifted and tried to trick Jack, she had like the green skin and everything, but she looked different. This just looked like a little hermit Aku, which, it makes for a great design. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's just Aku, dude. And then like they show his reflection. Even though I knew it was Aku the whole time, I wish they didn't show that, because I wish they would have at least tried to keep it to the end. But I think it's also a point where if you're on the 3rd season of Samurai Jack, they're not treating the viewers like they're dumb. They know that that's Aku. They know Aku's trying to pull these tricks. But considering that Aku had last time they saw each other taken the sword and like almost defeated Jack, and he was smart in the way he set that up with the undead and all that. And then just to do this, I thought was weird, but I don't know. It's just another plan thwarted by Jack. And even though Aku keeps taking away the portals, Jack is now kind of besting him in combat. So they're evening out a little bit, and you can see Jack is making progress slowly, and Aku is like trying to find everything to throw him off the path. But Jack is coming, he's getting more confident, and he's just going to get back eventually, and he's going to get Aku. So seeing him on that journey, especially when he gets close, is exciting. So, but yeah, it's a good episode. It's just not, I don't think, one of the top tier ones, but nonetheless, I enjoyed my time with it. Okay, guys, so Jack facts for this week, we have a couple. So this is the second episode where Aku shapeshifts into someone else to trick Jack. Unlike Ikra, however, Aku's hermit disguise can be described as paper thin at best and doesn't fool Jack, which we talked about. It's not a great disguise, but it's still a neat little. I like the way his character looks. At least it's just very obviously it was Aku. So, and then the second Jack. Whoop, I'm going overboard here. The second Jack fact here, guys. This episode features the closest Jack ever comes to successfully defeating Aku before the series finale. So yeah, I mentioned that he put a hurting on him, and this is literally, by however you measure that, as close as possible as he comes to defeating Aku before outside of the series finale. So spoilers, but yeah, I mean, from a mile away you can see that he's looking to take down Aku. Which is weird because even though he did a lot of damage here, I felt that in the last battle they had where Jack had his sword taken away and then he gets it back, when he's doing all that damage to Aku at the end, I felt like that was a more impactful. Like that's when I was like, oh dude, Aku's down to like almost nothing. This one I was just like, okay, he regained his power, but then he got it down to like a little frog. And the animations are cool, but I thought that it was more impactful the last time. So yeah, that's just kind of my nitpick, but those are the Jack facts for this week. Okay, guys, that's it. That's another episode in the books. So thanks for checking out Gotta Get Back, the Samurai Jack and Review show, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell notification. Thanks for checking out Project Potter. I do appreciate you guys. And until next time, guys, gotta get back.